Good day, and welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And let's get right to it. So, we all know that Daryl Dawkins is we all think of Daryl Dawkins as the first person to shatter NBA backboards, okay? But what if I was to tell you that he wasn't, okay? Because before Daryl Dawkins, there was another guy by the name of Gus Johnson. No, not football announcer Gus Johnson. Not that Gus Johnson. There was another Gus Johnson before the broadcaster Gus Johnson, okay? This Gus Johnson played 10 years in the NBA and also spent half a season in the ABA too. So NBA Gus Johnson was a 4-time All NBA player, 5-time All-Star, and 2-time All Defensive player, mostly with the Baltimore Bullets. Okay, so he tragically died only at the age of 48 because of brain cancer. Rest in peace. So, but he was considered one of the original high flyers, along with Elgin Baylor. No, he and Elgin Baylor were primarily considered two of the original high flyers of their day. Okay. But NBA Gus Johnson was born in Akron, Ohio, and he went to Central High School, where his teammate was future Hall of Famer Nate Thurman. Okay, so yes, Nate Thurman was a teammate of Gus Johnson in high school. Gus Johnson is the NBA Hall of Famer his own self. Okay, so went to Central High School, but he also played for an AAU squad called the Cleveland Pipers. Okay, so then he went to a junior college to refine his game and average 30 points and 20 boards. Then he ended up going to Idaho, where he averaged 19 points and 20 rebounds in his only season at Idaho. Okay, and then he entered the NBA draft, selected 11th overall by the Bullets in 1963. And as a rookie, he averaged 17.3 points, 13.6 rebounds, and was first team all-rookie. Okay? And he shattered the backboard in his rookie year in a game against the Warriors. Okay? Then the next season, 1965, he shattered another backboard against the Atlanta Hawks, who were then the St. Louis Hawks. Okay, so he shattered one in his rookie year, then he shattered one in his second year, which the NBA adopted a rule that said you had to have another backup backboard because of Gus Johnson. Okay. So, 1965, they faced the Hawks in the first round. They beat the Hawks in the first round, which causes Bob Pettit to retire after the 1965 season. Okay, so Bob Pettit retires after the season. Then they move on to face the Lakers, where they lose to the Lakers in 6 games. Okay, so they come back for 1966. He averages 18 points and 13 rebounds per game. No. I bet. That's 1960. No. 65. Okay, yeah. Okay. 1965. Okay. So, 1967, he averages 20.7 points per game and 11 rebounds per game. 11.7 rebounds per game. So in 1967 draft, they get Earl Monroe. Okay, they get Earl Monroe. So you got Gus Johnson and Earl Monroe team together. Gus Johnson averaged 19.1 points per game and 13 rebounds per game, but he had injury issues that limited him to 60 games. Okay, so after drafting Earl Monroe, they also drafted Wes Unseld in 1968. Okay. And so you got a big three of Monroe, Unseld, and Johnson. He was limited to 49 games in the 1969 season, but he still averaged close to 18 points and 11 and a half rebounds per game for the Bullets, who they lost to the New York Knicks in the playoffs. Let's see. Then come 1970, he averaged 17.3 points per game and 14 rebounds per game. All defensive first team in 1970. Faced the Knicks. They lost in 7 games to the New York Knicks. So the 71 season comes around. He shattered another backboard. He shattered another backboard, ironically, against the Milwaukee Bucks, who they will face in the NBA Finals later on that year. Okay. Nonetheless, he averaged 18.2 points per game and 17.1 rebounds per her game. And so they defeat the Sixers. Then they upset the Knicks. And but Gus Johnson was having knee issues. This is around the time his knees began bothering him, Gus Johnson. And so he had knee issues. So he was only able to play in 2 games in the 1971 NBA Finals, which the Milwaukee Bucks pretty much brushed aside the Bullets in 4 straight. And so they traded Earl Monroe in 1972 because they didn't meet his contract demands. They traded him to New York. Okay. They traded him to the New York Knicks. And ironically, Gus Johnson is facing the New York Knicks in the playoffs, where they lose to the New York Knicks. Then in the 72 offseason, the Bullets acquired Elvin Hayes and Kevin Porter. So Gus Johnson, with his injuries and knee issues, they sent him to Phoenix. He gets cut by Phoenix, okay, during the 73 season. Then he joins the Pacers of the ABA, where they had guys like Roger Brown, Donnell Hillman, George McGinnis. He signs on with the Pacers, and he actually wins the championship, an ABA championship with the Indiana Pacers to close out his career. And for his overall career, he averaged 16.2 points and 12.1 rebounds per game. Hall of Fame. Okay. So before Daryl Dawkins came along, there was Gus Johnson, who shattered 3 backboards in his career. Most people don't remember that, but it's a fact. Gus Johnson shattered 3 backboards. Daryl Dawkins shattered 2. And Shaquille O'Neal pulled down 2. Well, actually, Shaquille O'Neal pulled down 3. Okay. Because if you remember, he did an interview with Ahmad Rashad on NBA Inside Stuff. Okay. He did an interview with Ahmad Rashad. And Ahmad Rashad hit a jumper. He said, Ahmad Rashad hit a jumper. And he's talking smack to Shaq. So then Shaq has the ball. He goes around Ahmad. He dunks it and he breaks the backboard. Not only does he break the backboard, he tears down the rim. And so then Ahmad Rashad went up to him to have him on the shoulder, and he was laughing about it. And he said, "Is that all you got?" So, yeah, so Shaq really broke 3. If you count that Inside Stuff interview with Ahmad Rashad. But anyway, All right. That's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. May God bless you all. Peace out. It has been snowy and cold here in Memphis. So, yeah. All right. I'm out. Peace out.